I believe we are live. Welcome, welcome. I need to have two screens stacked on top of each other so I don't have to keep looking away. Hello, hello. Please let me know when you are here. I've been told I need to spend a few seconds actually doing something else rather than actually getting started. So I have lost my screen. All right, helpers here. Somehow I ended up in my dashboard, which means I cannot see my comments or myself. There we are. I found me. All right, so if you're here, go ahead and let me know you're here, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Insights with Ivanna, a weekly broadcast designed to help you identify, embrace, and live more fully in your genius by illuminating important pieces of information that you actually already possess. And part of my job is to help you find them. So today I will be sharing step 8 of 10 ways to illuminate your insights. Hello, Jody. Thanks for joining me tonight. Cindy, yay, I'm so glad you're here. 2 of my stars are already here. That's so wonderful. So if you're here and you don't know who I am, I'm Ivanna. I'm the founder and chief luminary officer of Illuminate Your Insights, which is an intuitive life coaching brand. So this step is one of my favorites, and I'm excited to have 2 of my stars with me already. Tonight is entitled Spend Time with Your Stars. So what does that mean? Your stars are the people who make you feel loved and accepted no matter what. They spark your creativity. They help you not only become a better you, but they make the world a better place. So why do I call them stars? Actually, in my chapter, I call them my tribe. And that's something that a lot of the people that I spend time with, the Jack Canfields and all this family and all that, they talk about their tribe. But I realize that words like tribe or clan or peeps can really mean something different to different people. So I pondered it and I said, what would I call these people? And I'm thinking about light and illumination and how much I love looking into the heavens and seeing constellations. And I thought, we can all be stars illuminating each other and helping shine light. But the ones that we're really close to, they're like our constellation. They're the ones that we come together and we make something beautiful. So I thought, what? Let's talk about spending time with our stars. So thank you for being my stars. And I see so far Jody and Cindy, who are 2 of my lovely stars. When you see the picture for tonight, and there's some stars on it, and there's me pondering. Jody is one of my stars. She's my photographer star, as well as a long-term friend. And Cindy, I have the honor of being sister-in-law with, so friend and relative. So thank you guys that are here so far. I look forward to seeing some more stars joining me tonight. So I just wanted to share some things about me and how I've come to find my stars. And I realized that if you do some of the things we've been talking about, like setting healthy boundaries and learning how to protect your energy, then finding your stars becomes more easy, because it's like you're automatically drawn to them. Hi, Chanina, another star, one of the ones I was automatically drawn to. Absolutely. So, when you find your stars, you're drawn to each other. And I think back of times in my life, when I first met somebody and I felt like I'd known them forever, and our energy, our synergy just quadrupled when we were in the room. And Chanina, I think you can claim to be one of those. That just really, immediately, it's like you've known each other for years, but you've just met. And then there's people that you haven't seen for years. And I get back together with someone that I haven't seen for years, and it's like time never passed. Those are your stars. And I'm just so grateful for the stars. Some of you that have been in my life for a very long time, and some that are new, like the Canfield family that I'm now a part of. And, I can't begin to name everybody because I would certainly forget someone, but I am so grateful for the stars that have joined me on this broadcast so far tonight and how you have touched my life. Again, I can't name everybody, but I do want to name one. I want to name one person that I talk about in the book. If you remember, these 10 steps are all part of how I became the golden version of me, and part of the story that I share in Women Who Shine, where I went back through the chapter and said, what are some of the steps I took? And I pulled these 10 out. And so one person that I do mention in Women Who Shine is someone that was placed into my life before I came into sort of a trauma, but then who was really there to help me during that trauma. But before I tell you about her, I want to ask you to just close your eyes for a moment. I'm going to hold up my little stars for those who don't close their eyes. Close your eyes for a moment and think about your stars. Who are the people in your life that make you feel loved and valued? How do they positively impact your life? And while you're thinking about them, put a smile on your face. Put a smile on your face. I'm going to be quiet for just a minute. Think about your stars. And if you want to share something in the chat, you can. But I'm going to close my eyes as well and think about some of the stars I have in my life. Make sure you put a big smile on your face as you're thinking about these people. And I hope I may be one of your stars. I see Jody has typed, we're so thankful for you as well. You're definitely a bright star for us. Thank you, Jody. That's so sweet. If you want to share anything about the stars in your life, either who they are or how they've impacted your life, we'll wait a few more seconds and you can type some comments in the chat. And if you're here and I haven't said hi to you, it means I don't know you're here. So please go ahead and type in the chat as well. But think about your stars. Those people make you happy. They make you shine. They accept you no matter what. I know it's hard to type. I wish they had those little bubbles so that I knew you were typing. Hi, Alicia. Hasanudan is in the house. We are talking about our stars, the people that make us happy, that make us shine, and you are definitely one of those for me. Thank you for being here. Right now, we were just closing our eyes and thinking about people that make us happy, that make us shine, and we're just getting ready to go on to the next part. So if you are typing, finish typing, and I'll come back to what you've written. But I do want to tell you about one of my shining stars, someone who got me through a very tough time. So as many of you know, I was divorced and just had a lot of things I was working through. And during that time, Tracy, I knew her, but she really became more a part of my life. And I'm just going to read part of the paragraph that I wrote about her in my story in Women Who Shine. It says, Tracy is the most positive person I have ever known. Anytime you ask her how she is, she responds, wonderful. And that's really how she does it. Not only does she say this, but she lives it. As a multi-gold medalist and ambassador for the Special Olympics, a seasoned actor and a skilled bull rider, the mechanical type, Jenny doesn't let her traumatic brain injury slow her down. I thought that I could help her and support her with some of my extra time after my divorce, but it was she who supported me through her example of unbridled love for life, no matter the circumstances. So if you've ever met Jenny, and I see Jody has said, wow, Jenny is wonderful. Yes, if you have ever met Jenny, she is such a unique person. When I think about all the trials she has on a daily basis, she's legally blind, she walks with the support of a walker, she's always worried about falling down, she's only semi-independent. I have to stop and say, I see these as trials, but she doesn't really seem to see them as that. She has multiple medals as a cyclist in the Special Olympics. The bull riding is for real. The chick likes to ride bulls. Hello, Zatley Stocks, another one of my favorite stars, is here. Jenny actually does ride the electronic bulls, and she takes life by the horns. She takes advantage of every moment she can to live. And when I was newly divorced, we went out a lot. And it's funny with Jenny because she's not always aware of the things that she says or what they might mean to people. She would tell people in Sunday school on Sunday morning at the Baptist church that we'd been out bar hopping all night the night before. Now, mind you, it was true. But we weren't drinking. We weren't doing anything wrong. We were just having fun. But it wasn't always taken the right way with that. But Jenny is so positive. She calls herself Miss Hollywood. She's done all sorts of theater. She doesn't see her disabilities as disabilities. She sees them as an opportunity to experience life differently. And she, for me, was a beacon of light during my difficult time. And I could go on and on and on about her, but this is how I closed off my chapter. I said, being in her loving energy allowed new insights to be illuminated in my life. I must be willing to always be wonderful like Jenny, no matter the circumstances. And what an inspiration. And what an inspiration, even thinking about many of you and some of the things that we've gone through together, or might even be going through together right now, when it's not always easy to think about being wonderful and finding the wonderful in our worlds. And so Jenny is such an inspiration for me and such a light for me at that time and now. She still calls all the time. We have wonderful chats, and anytime I ask her how she is, the answer is always wonderful. So I want you to take a second and go back to that person you thought about a minute ago when I was asking you, who are the stars in your life? Who are the people that love you no matter what, that make you feel happy, that make you feel energized? And I want you to tell me a little bit about them in the chat box. And yeah, Jody said Jenny has no fear. She's always so positive. It's true. And while you're thinking and writing, I will read that Jody had added, my stars are helping me to grow, learn, and to become better and stronger person. I've been slowly developing a group of stars the past few years. And that's one of the things we're going to talk about in just a minute. How do you find your stars? How do you find that constellation, that group of people to just shine brightly with? And we know stars move, and so sometimes they change. But tell me about your stars. And so Zatli has joined us. Zatli is a very bright, shining star for me. She has to work with me every day in and out at DPI, and I just appreciate her so much. And we can bounce our light off of each other sometimes when it might be harder to shine or to feel wonderful. So I'm going to be quiet for a second and let you guys type in the chat box and tell me a little bit about who shines for you, or how do you shine for somebody else. I like your graphic, Zatli. That's great. Who shines for you, or how do you shine for someone else? You all know wait time is hard for me. I think we'll have to start a new process where if you're going to type something long, send me like a Y or something so I know to wait for you. Because I know that each of you definitely shine for me in different ways. And I appreciate that so much. Even if it's something as simple as just the way we say each other's names, like Hasanuddin. And she'll call me and say, man, thrower. Just something that small can be such a bright light. So I appreciate, again, each of you for all the things you do to help me shine brightly. I'm going to go on, but again, if something pops up when you've typed it, I will stop and go back. So I just want to think about, how do you find your stars? Because sometimes in life we're surrounded by people that don't make us feel good, that don't make us happy, that we can't be ourselves around. And at least for me, when I was younger, I didn't know that I had permission to find ways to either not allow those people to be in my life or to limit how I interacted with them. And we talked about setting boundaries and guarding our energy and things like that earlier. But it's like, now I know I have permission. I have permission that I can find ways to protect myself or to step away physically or emotionally from the people that don't make me shine and that don't shine on me. So some of the ways that you can find your stars, other than the universe just aligning and God sending you people, which I think we've all experienced that. I took classes. So when I took the Jack Canfield Reignite Your Life class, it opened me up to an entire new world. They call it the Canfield family. An entire new world of people that are like-minded, that are focused on the success principles, finding ways to drop judgment, finding ways to be 100% responsible for their own thoughts and actions, and just trying to make not only themselves but the world a better place. So by taking classes, You can meet new people. So think about all these things I'm sharing as I go through, and think about things that you do. You can be typing in the chat box as I go through. I also read a lot of books during the pandemic. I read a lot of books about being in flow and how to really be in that place where it's like time stands still and you just have joy and things come easily. And really reading books about success, like I mentioned, Jack Canfield. Reading books to put into my mind and to build my foundation, my base on being able to be the person I want to be, so that I can find the people that are living the way I want to live. I actually found people to follow on YouTube, some podcasts, some meditations, some uplifting teachings. And, you notice if you find something on the internet and you start watching it, then the internet kind of helps you out and gives you more people like that on YouTube, on Facebook. I've actually come to appreciate that, because it's helped me find other people that I can follow, that I can hear uplifting words from. And some of them I've then taken classes from, and we've actually become friends. So again, building my collection of stars, growing my collection of stars. Writing, and writing just like, Women Who Shine. There are 30 new women in my life that have become close friends because I chose to do that writing project. But it also helped me grow. Journaling is a great way as well. When we're not in a pandemic, I love to travel. I love exploring different cultures and different foods, and that's kind of been stifled. But there's one teacher friend of mine, Maria Gomez de la Torres, who has been taking her ESL students all around the world virtually. She either has contacts in other countries or finds someone that has a contact in the country she wants to work with, and she has that person walk through the streets of the city or take them to special places, and they're online interacting live. And it is so cool, because with the travel, even though it's virtual, she has the chance to help people build their stars. They get to meet new friends overseas. So those are some of the things that I do in order to build my stars, to find my constellations, to get more people in my life that encourage me and energize me, and that I can do the same for them. So what are some things that you do to find or to enjoy time with your stars? Oh yeah, Jody, you definitely end up going down rabbit holes when you follow links and videos, and you find one person and then you find another person, and it's like, oh my gosh, I want to hear that one, and then I find myself sharing them with other people. And for me, the coolest thing, I have actually gotten to know some of these people that I have followed on Facebook or YouTube. And so Jody says, it's hard to be around people where we can't shine. Yeah, I've also experienced that when I was younger, especially prior to moving to North Carolina. Now that I've moved here, I've made so many more friends and met great stars. Yeah, sometimes, we actually have to physically move to really give ourselves permission and to realize that we can surround ourselves with the people we want to. There are some that we may not be able to physically step away from, but we can find ways to mentally step away, or to think about them differently when we talk about like doing all things in love, like we did in one of our earlier steps. So I'd love to hear from you. What are some things you do in order to meet new people, in order to find your stars, in order to build that constellation that you want to be a part of? So I'm going to try quiet time again. Got some quiet stars with me tonight. Keep typing if you're typing. But I do just want to go back over some of the things that we've already talked about that can help us shine brightly and help us attract those stars. So I don't know which broadcasts you've been able to join me for, but all the broadcasts are on the blog page of the website, illuminatinginsights.com. And the very first thing we talked about was find your joy. That no matter what's going on around us, we have the power to find our joy. And if we begin to look for joy and even make a list of things that make us joyful, we can have them handy. And I was just saying to my husband tonight, I said, I need to make a list of those things and post them back on my wall, because I've got a list, but I need to put them on my wall so that when I am frustrated with something, I can look up at that list and go, oh yeah, I can be joyful about this, and step back into that powerful place. And then the second one was take 100% responsibility. Because when we take responsibility for our thoughts, our words, our actions, it can change the world. The situation around us may not change, but we change, which then changes the situation. We have so much more power than we realize. And like I talked about last week, right before I did my broadcast on guarding your energy, I had a really rough day, and I did not do a very good job of guarding my energy or finding my joy or taking 100% responsibility. It's something we have to do moment by moment, day by day. And so if we do all things in love, which was step number 3, which can be one of the, I don't want to say hardest, but most challenging ones to do. If we stop and find, where can I insert love? Where can I be loving? Where can I see love instead of seeing the frustration? Again, it can change everything around us. The fourth one is drop the judgment. I don't know about you, but I often go into things with expectations, and when they don't go the way that I think they should, I struggle. So if you're able to just let go of that judgment and try to come at things in a more neutral way, or make it a good judgment if you have to judge, right? Setting your boundaries, checking your expectations, and guarding your energy are similar but different. And setting boundaries is something I wasn't very good at. I still have times where I have to reevaluate, but I've really learned how to set some boundaries, even if it's something as simple as block lunch off on my calendar so I remember to take it. The checking the expectations, and then the guarding your energy, which, as I said, I have to work on that all the time. And so one of the ways to help me guard my energy and to help me find my joy and to help me take responsibility is by spending time with you, by spending time with my stars, the people that bring me joy, and the people that hopefully I bring some joy to as well. So I see Jody is my only typist in the crowd tonight. Thank you, Jody. To find my stars, I'm trying to meet new people and not be shy around them, to be more open and not be so afraid to trust. I also am trying to find common ground, share activities and experiences, and talk about dreams and goals. Yeah, and as a shy person, I've seen you struggle with that, and I've seen you grow so much in that. And it's funny because Jody is one of those people that when she told me she was shy, I didn't believe her, because evidently there's a habit in my life of people who are normally shy are very open and energized sometimes around me. And so when I first met Jody, I found her to be very energetic and outgoing. And so it was hard for me to believe that she was shy. So let's see, don't be shy, decides I don't want to monopolize. And then she put a wink because she knows when I'm around, she can't monopolize. That's great. But yeah, part of it is figuring out what's going to work for you. When do you step out of your comfort zone in order to build that constellation, in order to find your stars? And where do you guard your energy? Where do you step back? Where do you set boundaries? So it's a real balancing act. Absolutely. I would love to hear from some more of you as well. Thank you, Jody, so much for sharing that. There's only 2 more steps in our 10 steps to illuminate your insights. And they are coming up over the next 2 weeks. And they're pretty deep ones. Number 9 is be yourself. And number 10 is similar but quite different. It's love yourself. And so I really hope you'll join me for the next 2 weeks to talk about each of those. Because I will tell you that if you take even one of those and you choose to embrace that step, it will make a positive difference in your life. It has made a huge difference in my life. Again, I have to keep coming back every day, sometimes every minute of every day, because my human nature is not to do these 10 things. But I'll tell you, if you commit to one, life is different, life is better. If you commit to all 10, you will take quantum leaps to becoming your best self. So if you don't already have all 10 steps, it is a free gift with purchase of my book. I know by now you guys are tired of seeing it if you haven't read it. Purchase of the book at myilluminaryinsights.com. Go to the book page and you can download it there. And also, if you are interested in talking more about it, you can go to the Let's Talk page and fill out the short form there, and we can set up a call to talk more about how to illuminate your insights. So with Luminary Insights, my goal is to have clients that I can work with to help them improve their lives in ways similar to what I've done with mine, and to go even deeper to becoming the golden version of themselves. So, yes, human nature is human nature. Jody, you're absolutely right. I do my best to keep these broadcasts to right around 30 minutes. So I'm going to wait just a few more seconds to see if anybody else wants to share. I would love to hear your ideas about what you do to bring those new stars into your life. And I will say something that's not in my script that I just thought of is sometimes there are people that when I first meet them, we don't click. We actually maybe have a troublesome relationship. And so one of the things that I have learned to do over the years is to take those people that don't love me, or that maybe I'm not so attached to myself, and turn them into stars. To find ways for us to become stars for each other. And I can think of several at work that started out kind of on bumpy roads that have turned into being wonderful, wonderful people for me. I can think of people in my personal life where the same thing has happened, where I find it like a challenge. Like, okay, we're not really hitting it off. What can I do to help make this a positive relationship? And it's not something that comes naturally. It's something I have to work on by using those 10 steps. Zally, thank you. Zally has written, some opportunities to grow and learn might be disguised as difficult and or challenging. See, I should have read that before I said what I did. Yeah, absolutely. Trying to see the light in every person and situation is key. Uh-oh, it's moving. When I keep, just a second, I got to scroll you back up. Is key. When we keep an open mind, we learn, and many times these challenges become great stories that help us shine and find amazing stars. Oh, I wish I'd have read that before I said what I did. We must have been thinking the same thing. Stars think alike. But yeah, absolutely, Zally. Things that seem negative or challenging in the long run can help us grow, can help us fan our flames, can help us shine brighter, and definitely help us to become better individuals, better people. Because what is it they say? Calm seas never a great sailor make, or something like that. That if you don't have the storms, you don't learn the skills that you need. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Jody's still saying she's shy, and sometimes people don't believe it. Yeah, but I appreciate you guys for being my stars in my life, for making me smile. I hope I do some of that for you, and I really appreciate you spending time with me tonight. I encourage anyone who's watching the broadcast, join in, comment along the way about how you find your stars. And again, if you want to talk, we can set up a call. Zally said, Ivanna makes me speak. So Jody has given me some training in working with shy, introverted people, and I try with Zally to encourage her and not push, but Zally makes me be quiet. So those of you who know me, she has a superpower. I wish you could see her face right now, right? Awesome. Awesome. So thank you guys for being my stars and for being here tonight. And again, you can find more information on my illuminaryinsights.com. Thank you for putting that in the chat box a minute ago, Jody. And if you found today's episode entertaining or educational, I'd love for you to share it with a friend. Share it with some other people. Invite them to come. It's every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. I would love to have more people here. Chanina, yes, Sally, we rock. Chanina said, I agree. Never discard anyone. I have a star in my life who started off as another strong woman, and we butted our horns for sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that goes back to that, like setting boundaries and guarding your energy. If you butt horns with someone, you don't have to get rid of them altogether, but you have to find ways to make it work. And sometimes that means stepping back or guarding your energy. So yeah, thank you, Hassanuddin. The man thrower is going to sign off. And thank you guys again for being here. With love and light. Bye.